What if the thing you hate most about yourself is actually the reason the world needs you? We live in a world that often celebrates perfection, don't we? We strive for flawless careers, immaculate homes, and unblemished appearances, constantly comparing ourselves to an ideal that feels perpetually out of reach. We see our own imperfections as weaknesses, something to hide, to fix, or to be ashamed of. But what if those very flaws were not liabilities, but hidden assets? What if our unique cracks and imperfections were actually the conduits through which our greatest gifts could flow, creating beauty and value in ways we never imagined? Let me tell you a story, a simple tale from a time not so long ago about a wise old farmer named John and his two trusty water pots. Farmer John lived in a small, sun-drenched valley, and every morning, without fail, he would make the long trek from the village well back to his humble farm. To do this, he relied on two large ceramic pots, each slung from either end of a sturdy wooden yoke that he carried across his shoulders. One of these pots was, by all accounts, perfect. Let's call her pristine. She was gleaming, smooth, and utterly flawless. Not a single chip or hairline fracture marred her surface. Every drop of water she collected at the well made it all the way back to the farm, a testament to her impeccable design and construction. She was proud, as she had every right to be, of her efficiency and her unblemished record. The other pot, however, was quite different. We'll call her Crackle. From the moment she was made, she had a noticeable crack running down one side, a faint but undeniable flaw. And because of this crack, every time Farmer John filled her with water, a steady trickle would begin, a small stream of precious liquid escaping her side throughout the long journey home. By the time they reached the farm, Crackle was always only half full. For 2 years, this was their daily routine. Pristine would arrive at the farm brim full, her smooth sides reflecting the morning sun, her purpose perfectly fulfilled. Crackle, however, would arrive with only half her load, her cracked side damp, a constant reminder of her perceived failure. Pristine, with her flawless exterior and her perfect performance, couldn't resist. She often boasted, her ceramic surface practically glowing with self-satisfaction. "Look at me, Crackle. I carry every drop, just as I was designed to do. I am perfect, efficient, and wholly dependable. What good are you, bringing only half the water? You are a failure, a waste of space, a burden to Farmer John." Crackle, listening to Pristine's relentless taunts, felt her ceramic heart sink a little deeper each day. The words stung, reinforcing the shame she already carried. She knew it was true. She was flawed. She was incomplete. She was not like Pristine. She couldn't hold her water, couldn't fulfill her purpose as perfectly as her companion. She felt useless, a constant disappointment to the kind farmer who still carried her every day. Oh, how she wished she could be whole, how she longed to be free of her imperfection, to be as strong and dependable as Pristine. She spent countless hours lamenting her cracked nature, wishing she could be fixed, wishing she could be worthy. Her journey was not just about carrying water. It was about carrying a heavy burden of self-doubt and sorrow. One particularly warm afternoon, after another day of Pristine's barbs and Crackle's silent suffering, Farmer John noticed the cracked pot's unusually heavy sigh. He had always been observant, and he sensed the deep sadness emanating from Crackle. As he carefully emptied the remaining water into his storage barrel, he gently patted Crackle's side. "My dear Crackle," he said, his voice soft and kind, "why the long face today? You seem more downcast than usual." Crackle, surprised that the farmer had noticed her quiet despair, finally mustered the courage to speak, her voice a fragile whisper. "Oh, Farmer John," she began, her words heavy with self-pity, "I am so ashamed. For 2 years, I have been unable to perform my duty fully. This terrible crack in my side causes water to leak out all the way back to the farm. I know I only deliver half a load, and because of my flaw, you have to work harder, and you don't get the full value for your efforts. I am a broken pot, a failure, and I am so sorry for my imperfection. Farmer John listened patiently, a gentle smile forming on his lips. He looked at Crackle, then at Pristine, who stood nearby, still radiating an air of smug superiority. He then turned his gaze towards the path they traveled every day, a path that stretched from the well, through the rolling hills, all the way to his farm. "Crackle," Farmer John said, his eyes twinkling with a knowing light. "Have you ever truly looked at the path we walk every day? Have you noticed the vibrant wildflowers that bloom so beautifully, only on your side of the path?" Crackle looked, truly looked, for the first time in years. And indeed, along her side of the dusty track, there was a magnificent display of color. Bright crimson poppies, sunny yellow daisies, and delicate bluebells painted a breathtaking tapestry of life. On Pristine's side, however, the path was bare, dry, and unadorned, just plain dirt and sparse weeds. "Do you know why those flowers grow there, my dear Crackle?" Farmer John continued, his voice filled with warmth. "2 years ago, when I first realized you had that crack, I saw an opportunity. I intentionally planted flower seeds along your side of the path, and every single day, as we walked back from the well, your leaking water has nourished them. It is your flaw, your unique imperfection, that has watered those beautiful blossoms, bringing joy not just to me, but to every passerby. I have been able to pick these lovely flowers to decorate my table, and their beauty brightens my home every single day. Without you, Crackle, without your flaw, this path would be barren and without such vibrant life." Crackle was stunned. Her crack, her source of deep shame, had been a source of such unexpected beauty. She looked at the flowers, then at Farmer John, a warmth spreading through her ceramic form that was far more comforting than any water. Her perceived weakness had been transformed into a silent, consistent act of creation. Pristine, who had been listening intently, felt a jolt of something she hadn't experienced before: humility. Her perfect, unblemished surface suddenly felt heavy with her own arrogance. She had been so focused on her own flawless performance, so quick to judge and condemn, that she had completely missed the profound and unique contribution Crackle was making. She had seen only a defect, while Farmer John had seen a purpose. With a soft clink, Pristine edged closer to Crackle. "Crackle," she began, her voice unusually quiet. I am so sorry. I was so arrogant, so blind. I judged you by a standard of perfection that I alone met, and I never saw the incredible value you are creating. I saw your crack as a flaw, but it was a gift. Please forgive my harsh words and my foolish pride." Crackle, feeling a surge of acceptance and relief she had never known, gently nudged Pristine. "There is nothing to forgive, Pristine," she said, her voice now clear and strong. "I too was blind. I believed your words, and I saw only my own inadequacy. But now, I see the beauty that even a crack can bring." Farmer John, observing this heartfelt exchange, nodded sagely. "You see, my dear Potts," he said, his voice carrying the wisdom of years spent observing life's gentle rhythms, "this is a lesson for all of us. No one, absolutely no one, is perfect. Every single one of us has our own strengths, and every single one of us has our own weaknesses, our own cracks. We all have moments where we feel we don't measure up, where we perceive ourselves as broken or incomplete. But remember this, both of you, Pristine and Crackle, served your own, equally important purposes. Pristine, you brought the bulk of the water, efficiently and reliably, ensuring my crops were watered and my thirst quenched. And Crackle, you brought life and beauty to our journey, creating a path of vibrant flowers that brightened our days and nourished the spirit." His gaze swept over them both, a profound understanding in his eyes. The world doesn't need us to be flawless. It needs us to be ourselves. What we often perceive as our greatest flaws, our imperfections, Our unique quirks and challenges can often be the very source of our most extraordinary gifts. It is through these cracks that our light can truly shine, watering the world in ways that perfection never could. So embrace your imperfections, accept who you are, and never, ever judge another for their own unique journey. For within every perceived flaw lies the potential for unparalleled beauty and a truly unique contribution to the world. And so, Pristine learned humility, and Crackle found her worth. Together, they continued their daily journey, no longer in competition, but in a shared understanding of their complementary value. They taught Farmer John, and indeed anyone who cared to listen, that the true measure of worth isn't in flawlessness, but in the unique gifts we bring cracks, and all to make the world a more beautiful and vibrant place. Let us all remember to look for the flowers that our own imperfections are watering, and to celebrate the unique beauty that only we can create.